For our guest as well, is this the law catching up or merely a political vendetta? Charu Pragya of the BJP, she's the national spokesperson. Saurav Bhardwaj is also joining us from the Aam Aadmi Party, he's the spokesperson. Mr. Yashovardhan Azad, who's the former IPS officer, and Mr. Namit Saxena, who's a lawyer. Charu, let me come first to you. You had none other than the Delhi Chief Minister and the Aam Aadmi Party convener, Arvind Kejriwal, once again reiterating, you are misusing central agencies. You did not find anything in the raids, and you're merely scared because there are Gujarat elections just around the corner.
Anusha, we've been seeing all kinds of news stories are being floated by Aam Aadmi Party. But whatever the stories, at the core of this, one thing is evident. There has been a scam in of an excise policy. Once investigations began, this excise policy was withdrawn. This on itself, prima facie, I think, is enough evidence. If the excise policy was so perfect, why take it back? The question still remains to be seen how many people who were either already debarred, whose licenses have been extended, undue favors to friends have been given, how much this actually goes badly to not just Mr. Manish Sisodia, but also to the CM of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal ji. And this is what CBI is doing. Also, this whole theatrics and drama today is shameful. What is the Delhi CM trying to say? I read his tweet. He is saying, they jail ke tale tootenge. Are you actually promoting lawlessness? Being the Chief Minister of the capital of India? Is that what?
Charu, your connection is a little patchy. We can hear you, but it's a little patchy. I'll just try and fix that and come back to you. Saurav, in the meanwhile, I want to come to you. Why make a spectacle if Mr. Manish Sisodia has been questioned? The Aam Aadmi Party has said it from the beginning that we'll cooperate with the process of law. You want to conduct raids, conduct raids. You want to question us, question us. If you have anything that you want from us, we are ready to provide to you. So when Manish Sisodia was summoned to the office today, why there were political rallies or some kind of show of strength on the streets of the national capital?
First thing, the cadre of Aam Aadmi Party, the volunteers and the leaders of Aam Aadmi Party came with Mr. Manish Sisodia to show that they are standing with Mr. Manish Sisodia, and we are very proud of the fact that today in these times when it's like a second war of independence in India, he has been chosen by the destiny for a sacrifice, and he is ready to go behind the bars, stay there for months for the country. And the volunteers are also ready to go behind the bars for the country. We believe that this is a vendetta politics, and it has nothing to do with excise or its policy. It is all around Gujarat elections. The BJP has one-to-one contest with Aam Aadmi Party in Gujarat. The Prime Minister has been naming the Chief Minister of Delhi and Aam Aadmi Party in all his public meetings in Gujarat. The cabinet ministers of central government do press conferences against our Gujarat state president, who was unknown till now, but they have...
Sorry, I give it to you. I give it to you. I'm not contesting the fact that you're putting a formidable challenge to the BJP in the state of Gujarat. I'm not contesting that. Charu made 2 points. I'll come to you. I'm coming to you, sorry. I'm coming to you. That if the Delhi excise policy was so good, why did you withdraw it? Prima facie, is that an admission of guilt?
Yes. So now, coming to the BJP spokesperson's logic, that if there was a policy which was rolled out and if it has been taken back, that means there is a scam and there should be a CBI inquiry, which prima facie proves that there is a scam. Now, there were 3 farm laws which were brought in by the Prime Minister. He advocated. 700 people lost their lives and the policy was taken back. That means it was a scam and it should be investigated by the CBI, and Prime Minister should be the prime accused by the same logic.
Is it fair to compare both of them?
Yes.
No,
yes.
He's comparing the Karelas to oranges here. It's not even apple to oranges. Sorry, this is a comparison of Karela to oranges.
Policy, take it back.
Charu, let him finish his point. Charu, let him finish his point. I'll come to you. I'll come to you. After this, I'll come to you.
Okay.
Sorry, finish your point.
Coming to the second point, which CBI had made, that in such cases, you will not find money, you will not find anything. Then why are you raiding? In last 4 months, CBI and ED have raided almost 500 times. And they have found nothing.
But sort of, how do you know they have found
Is a
nothing?
kind of a
The
party.
CBI is not supposed to come in the public domain and say, look, we found these papers. This is evidence on record. They will present it to the court. How do you know they have found nothing?
Let me just remind you, in case of Satyendra Jain, they found something with a distant relative of one of the persons who was known to Satyendra Jain.
Yeah.
And they did a whole spectacle out of it. They said, alright, 2 crores have been recovered and this is all Satyendra Jain's money. They did it on the same day. And this is what CBI and ED does every time when they investigate.
Let me take that point to Charu.
Can I come in?
Charu, yes, you can respond to all the points, but respond to this point specifically. You said that if a policy is withdrawn, prima facie, there's some kind of admission of guilt. There is a different precedent that Saurabh is citing to you and saying that if that really is the case, then BJP has something to answer. Please go ahead, Charu.
So, Anusha, as I said earlier, I will not get into that discussion because it's like comparing a Karela to oranges. That just does not sound like the same kind of a thing at all. Here, there was a situation which caused our Prime Minister to feel that it could be a threat to India's security, and that is why we took certain steps. Let's not go there. The fact is, today, when CBI summons Mr. Sisodia, this entire drama club comes out to play and to perform. This entire drama club. The Chief Minister actually talks about and promotes lawlessness. The Chief Minister says, jail ke taale tootenge. Does it befit the Chief Minister of the capital of India to talk in this language for a mere summons? This is not an arrest, Saurabh. I know you're a very wise person and you understand the difference between summons and arrest. Why pretend? Why create this media drama? The theatrics that you've unfolded today is actually shameful. And I will go on and ask you again, when the sale of whiskey and wine and all alcohol in general has gone up tremendously by 80%, why is it that the exchequer is losing 50%, nearly 50% revenue?
Okay.
Where is this extra money going?
Saurabh, why the drama? Why the political drama, quote unquote, on the streets of the national capital? Saurabh, please respond to that.
He is not a mafia.
I think everybody should understand that these cases are political cases. They have nothing to do with any so-called scam.
No.
And I'll quote
No.
I'll quote you a few examples. Mr. Hemant Biswa Sharma, when he was in Congress, he was the most corrupt person in the northeastern India. BJP came up and published a booklet against Hemant Biswa Sharma that he is the prime accused. Water scam and Sharda chit scam. There was a CBI ED inquiry against him, and today he is the chief minister of BJP in Assam.
But Saurabh, that doesn't make it any less that Mr. Satyendra Jain has not been able to secure a bail so far. I mean, you may have a point to make about the BJP, but I'm asking from the point of citizens, people who vote for the Delhi government, people who vote for the Aam Aadmi Party, that why is it that Mr. Satyendra Jain has not been able to get a bail so far if this is a mere political witch hunt and vendetta?
Let's come to Satyendra Jain.
Yes.
Look, Satyendra Jain has been behind bars for 4 months and BJP is saying that, look, he is behind bars, that means he is guilty. Now, what happened in that case? The same court which had kept Mr. Satyendra Jain behind bars for 4 months started asking pertinent questions from ED and CBI. She asked, what is the criminality? What is the criminality against Mr. Satyendra Jain? And ED was not able to answer the questions. And when ED and the central government felt that the court is about to discharge Mr. Satyendra Jain, they got the court changed.
Okay.
So can you imagine the kind of nervousness in BJP that they go against the judge?
A quick response from you, then I want to bring in Namit and Mr. Yashuvardhan Azad into the discussion.
So that means,
No, I'll be very quick. I know other panelists are waiting. Saurabh ji, simple baat bataiye. You're going to answer something. You're going for questioning. कि क्या तमाशा है? Why did you address that? तिलक लग रहे हैं, झंडे लहराए जा रहे हैं, रोड शो हो रहा है, ओपन SUV है, राजघाट जाया जा रहा है, आशीर्वाद लिया जा रहा है. What are you doing? What are you doing? Junk पे जा रहे हैं, Mr. Sisodia. Why are you creating this drama? Your chief minister and leader has always said that you will cooperate with investigation. Why not go to the office, cooperate with investigation?
Saurabh, 30 seconds.
Okay, first of all, CBI ने उनको बुलाया and he went there. We are cooperating. Second thing,
is this cooperation? Why the drama?
We are not like Bangaru Lakshman. the ex-chief of BJP's national party who was caught on camera. We are not Bangaru Lakshman that we'll
But sorry,
hide
answer the
never
point that
answered
Charu has been making
We
now,
have
that
done
why this
nothing.
political drama?
Nomination थोड़ी file करनी जा रही है सिसोदिया जी।
Okay, let me also bring in Namit Saxena into the discussion. Namit, we heard the political discourse. It's full of whataboutery. It's full of, political jibes as expected out of the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. They are political competitors. Speaking from a legal point of view, we have looked at the FIR. This is a matter which is under investigation. I think summoning is a mere procedure which is to happen. But as far as this argument is concerned, that there were about 500 raids, there is nothing that has been found against Manish Sisodia. Is the agency really liable to put out in the public domain what they have found after the raids? Namit?
See, I'll tell you how CBI functions, and it is very important to understand how it functions. CBI follows something which is known as the CBI manual. It was, earlier of 1955, and now as recent as 2018, it has been amended. Now, under the CBI manual, and this is not only they're entitled to, the duty bound to follow what CBI manual says. Now, CBI manual directs CBI to in such cases where where the gravity of offence is such, what they have to do something which is known as a preliminary inquiry, something which is known as a PE. After conducting PE, they can either reach to a conclusion saying that there is nothing in the case, or they have to go one step ahead and do something which is known as an RC, a registered case. Till they complete their preliminary inquiry, they have to conduct raids, they have to conduct searches, they have to conduct seizures, they have to take people in custody, they have to do questioning, they have to do summoning, they have to do collection of evidence, they have to do picketing of evidence, everything they are duty bound to do. Now in this case, what is CBI doing? CBI is just following the CBI manual in letter and spirit. What is wrong in it? An accused, and he's the accused number one, Mr. Manish Sisodia. He can't shy away from investigation and say that, but because this is political, I don't want to participate or cooperate with the investigation. All this facade of, taking people, with him and, carrying on media, this is all, you can't scuttle investigation at this stage. After your summoning, after your questioning.
I mean, Mr. Sisodia has a legal route. He can go to a court and say, quash the FIR against me. There is no evidence against me. That route is open for any citizen of the country. Mr. Azad, I'm coming to you. Is there a way to really figure out for an ordinary citizen, ye political vendetta hai or ye achhi investigation hai, this is a good investigation happening, or we will always be lost in this political noise? Mr. Azad.
Well, let me tell you that the people are fully aware of what is happening on ground. And it is quite obvious to them what is the political part and what is the substantive part. In this particular case, on the face of it, there is nothing wrong. August 17, the FIR was registered. And since then, all the 31 searches have been held, everything has been done. And finally, after arresting a few people, because there are 10 liquor licensees also, they've taken statements of everything, and now they want to corroborate and they want to re-question Mr. Sisodia. Now, 2 months have already passed. This is also clear. If CBI would have certainly seized something really substantial, the leaks would have clearly come through. There's no doubt. This is happening. Unfortunately, these regimes, it shouldn't happen, but it is actually happening. The point number 3 is that if after so much, if even now the charge sheet is not filed, then it appears something is definitely wrong. Because
but they're still on time, right? There is still some time before they file a charge sheet, sir, right?
What I'm saying is you can't drag on an investigation endlessly like it is happening in certain cases. Now, number 3, as far as the opposition charge is concerned, that this is done with a time in mind, yes, it might. But you can't say that if there is an evidence, primary evidence, you can't lodge FIRs also.
Absolutely.
So this is, catch in the tail.
So I want to ask this question to Saurabh as well. Saurabh, you're a learned, educated citizen and a legislator. I want to ask you this. The BJP has been repeatedly asking you that why are you doing this political drama? But I'm asking you that if the Aam Aadmi Party and Mr. Sisodia believes that the case against them is absolutely motivated, there is no evidence to prove anything, why don't you move a quashing petition before any competent court of law? That's a legal option which is open to you. Why aren't you exercising it?
I think your viewers must understand that we have used these legal options in the case of Mr. Satyendra Jain. And after trial of 4 months, the trial judge was convinced that there is no criminality against Satyendra Jain, and she was asking questions. And ED, the Solicitor General, Mr. Tushar Mehta, was seeking time from the court that I'll argue next time. And when the judge was adamant that now you have to answer my questions. What is the criminality? They did not have answers, and then they say the judge is biased. Let's change the court. The same court which is keeping Mr. Jain behind bars for 4 months.
So did you
is
move a
biased
quashing petition after that, Saurabh?
Because the court is asking questions from ED. Now, regarding the lawyer friend, one of the lawyer friends said that there should be a P and there should be an FIR. In this case, there was no P. There was a direct FIR. There is no scope of P here. Without investigating, without inquiring,
But
without
Saurabh,
finding
that
out
actually
anything,
makes the
they
case
are
for the
lodging-
argument I am making to you constantly. That why aren't you going to a competent court and saying that, look, there was no P, look, they are not listening to us, look, there is no evidence, quash this case. In fact, all these arguments you can raise before a high court and say this is malified. Why aren't you doing it?
Even before the courts, you need some kind of honesty and impartiality on the part of investigating agencies. And I'm very sorry to say that today CBI and ED have been reduced to just mere, extensions of the party at center. And this is what we have seen in Hemant Biswa Sharma. He was the most corrupt.
No,
I find that
Saurabh,
very
the question
disturbing
about
and very
Hemant Biswa
insulting.
Sarma and the
Talk
misuse
of
of
the
agencies,
Sirendu
I'll take that to
Adhikar.
Charu.
He
Saurabh,
talk
I'll
about
take those questions to
Awad.
Charu. Saurabh, I'll take those questions to Charu. But you haven't answered my question. Why aren't you exercising your legal options if you have faith in your fair and clean politics?
No, because it is too premature. Today CBI will say that we are
No, it
inquiring.
isn't.
I'll come to you,
What
Charu.
happened? They will say that, sir, we are inquiring into it. We are in the stage of investigation, so we will not get relief. And then there will be headlines in the TV.
Charu, answer this point, which
They-
is
they-
that
they-
there are so.
Yes,
Why
of
is it that the corrupt are found only in the opposition ranks? Repeatedly, the opposition parties are saying that you're misusing Enforcement Directorate and CBI, and the entire timing of it being politically mature cannot be ignored. Please go ahead, Charu.
So, Anusha, first of all, I'd like to point out that the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson has essentially exposed that he's got zero faith in the Indian judiciary. That is what he's saying, and I don't know how all the judges, all the hard-working lawyers, in fact, add to that all the officers and staff of CBI and ED are listening to this. Like with one brush, you're painting every single responsible officer, judicial officer and otherwise black just because it suits your motive. And as for the timing of inquiry, Anusha, I've said this before multiple times and I will say it again. In our country, there is an election every couple of months. Our inquiry is going to wait around for 2 years of uninterrupted time with
Point
no
taken.
elections because
Also,